Hello, guys. This is Ruby Singh with Jobs and Career Advice. Let's talk today about good qualities of top recruiters. As we know, recruitment is an extensive process involving a lot of research and focus, right? We know that usually because of this, the companies hire recruitment firm or recruiters to fill various roles for them so as to save time and to get the best candidates for their company, correct? So if you're looking for recruiters and wondering, how much it costs to hire a good recruiter, let's talk on that today. Because a recruitment is is the process. It's usually offer two models of recruitment, which is contingency search and retained search, depending on your needs. You can choose either the model. Each model, if you want to go with you know systems, and where in contingency require recruitment, you essentially pay the headhunter or for the right candidate to be found and hired for the role. um, Such a model is usually reserved when recruiting for a lower level post or hiring employees, because recruiters look for from their talent pool for the right candidate to fill up the position for these roles. Since the headhunter or the firm only get, sometimes they get paid after the employee has been hired, is less risky for the companies looking to hire. So in such scenario, the recruiters usually charge about 15 to 25%, depending on the firm, sometimes 30% of the services. Uh, for the first year's, agreed salary, the hired employee, because all of which will be paid after the hiring has been done. And the companies prefer this model as they are paying the services, they get, right? So for executive headhunting or higher level roles, company mostly prefer the retained recruitment model. While it may be sometimes cost more, uh, it involves great research on the part of the uh, recruiter and usually yields excellent results. The recruiter work closely with the companies to understand their needs for the role to be filled and look for potential candidates with the required skills and qualifications. And these candidates are not necessarily looking for jobs, but are instead already working for a different company. Sometime when a recruiter find a potential candidate, they approach them on behalf of the company they have been hired by and carry out the required communication, right? So for retained search, recruiters usually charge one third of candidates' estimate first year total cash contribution, which is paid in installment. So they typically demand one third of their payment upfront and next one third after 30 days period, right? And the remaining after the candidate has been hired. So which shouldn't take longer than like 90 days, right? So if the estimate fees, it varies, from agreed upon salary with the candidate, the difference is settled in the last payment. Okay. It may seem like a costly option, but since the companies want a talented, experienced professional to work on their high-level post, they are willing to pay for this amount. Either way, hiring a recruitment firm, any model to do the recruitment for you is certainly more efficient than having an in-house recruiter. So in cost alone, you will be spending large sums on recruiters' wages, the overhead job ads, the latest tools, the technology, and other expenses they incur, right? Not to mention time and effort it takes to hire an employee is substantial. And every day a post stays vacant is money lost. Since in-house recruiters don't have access to a large talent pool, right? It can take them some time to fill the post for you. Furthermore, recruitment is never carried out around the year in the companies. So, but irrespective of it, you'll have to pay your in-house recruiter, of course, monthly salary, while an in-house recruiter may or may not, more expensive than a recruitment firm. They are certainly, sometimes efficient. Uh, So now you know how much it costs to hire a recruiter. It's worthwhile to remember that your decision shouldn't rest on the cost alone. It's an important factor in the quality of service you get from each recruitment model, and then decide which is the best for the roles you are looking to hire. Recruitment should be seen as an investment by the company, and each penny spent now shall be returned in many folds later with the every talented employee, that is hired by your firm, correct? So, of course, to be a top-notch recruiter, it requires grit, right? Um, you need to be the engine that could, okay, optimize hard work. It will help you rise above average recruiters who too often just, sometimes they just give up, right? So after all, the next great candidate could be right around the corner, right? Um, sometime the, you know, top technical or soft skill that recruiters need to thrive in the job market, right? Um, that is, what are like we was covering today, what are the good qualities of a good recruiter, right? They are, um, let's say, number one, we can say that they are curious learners. Mastery as a recruiter requires curiosity and in learning new roles, new process, new tools, that your candidates need, or the, complex offer that they receive, right? Um, of course, number two, we can say that they have to be approachable communicator, right? Often the first human contact a candidate has with the company is the recruiter. Okay, it should establish trust by ensuring the line of communication is always open. Suggest any suggestions they can bring it to the candidate, whether a candidate has a question or a concern or an unexpected turn of event in their job search. They need to know their recruiter is a person they can turn to. Okay. Um, also, another point I want to bring is understanding trust builders. right? With the trust comes control. In a profession with so many variables, every ounce of control goes a long way, right? To build the trust, uh, encourage recruiters to first acquire Genie genuine understanding of the candidates, right? And hiring manager they also needs that trust, and then right take it one step further and make them believe that you understand their needs, right? Uh, let's also talk on proactive empathizers. Even the most experienced candidate will encounter stress during the job search. Okay. Some hide it better than others, but most everyone searching for a job could benefit from an empathetic recruiter. Okay. Candidates will remember recruiters who at the time of the close overlooked stress, foibles, and believed, you know, best in them, right? Another point I want to make about partners, who are the stakeholder partners, managing relationships in the name of the game. Okay, that is the name of the game. And we are talking about, a broad spectrum of relationship with all type of people for various duration of times, right? Um, improve agents, noting the unpredictability of interactions with candidates, okay, to improve agents and improve workshops. A good recruiter is not easily rattled by the unusual questions, but rather take it in stride, maintaining professionalism and poise along the way. Similarly, you know, um, on the fly skills, right? Necessary to pivot, mid conversation with the candidates or hiring managers. You should be able to read their mood, their energy level, their body language, tone of the voice among the data point to tailor your response or next question. Okay. Um, journalists, investigative journalists, they are adding to the cast of the character in the multi-phase recruiter realm is the role of the journalist. I heard this called leaning into the last 10%, meaning that most candidates will only share 90% of the truth with the recruiter on any given call. Because why did they leave their last job, for example, right? What salary are they looking for? What value that matter most to them? A good recruiter takes steps to um, delicately yet intentionally press into these truths. Knowing the last 10% of candidates, truth may come in handy when it comes time to sell your company over the competition. Okay. Um, also a storyteller, creative storyteller, like artfully aligning the company's story to a candidate's interest is essential. Good recruiters, they take the initiative, they asking ground for stories to leverage during the candidate conversations. They resist the urge to recycle tired talk tracks and instead challenge themselves to reinvent and uncover stories that make their company shine, right? Selling your value is impressive. Um, every word that leaves your mouth potentially, it connect the candidate's interest to your role and um, your company expansions, right? Let's talk also on resilient overcomers, right? External factors often limit, our recruiters' control, resulting in obstacles and innumerable no's from the candidate and hiring managers. For this reason, recovering quickly from difficulty is fundamental as a recruiter. You know, it's essential, correct? Because it's an external factor. It's sometimes it's out of recruiters' control. It's obstacles and no's from the candidates or hiring managers, right? So you have to recover quickly from these difficulty uh, or any fundamentals that occur during that transaction. Another point I want to bring, guys, is organize the project manager. Okay, because multiple moving parts require a recruiter to execute project. Managers persistent knowing what is happening, when or who is involved and responsible for each part is vital to your success. Correct? Because the recruiter is able to articulate uh, the detail and milestones of the candidate's hiring process at the point in time without missing a beat to maintain the confidence of all stakeholders, right? And also, it's essential to have accountable influencers, right? As a recruiter, you are providing experiences that leave a rever- reverberating impact on the lives of the candidate, right? Hiring managers and cross-functional other partners, right? Everything you do is being stitched together to create your legacy, guys. What do you want to be known for? Correct? And another point is, the judges, the exemplary judges, your ability to um, assess and select the right people for the right job is quite literally the biggest component of your job. Get it right, and the other skills will help make you great. Get it wrong, other skills won't even matter, because there's nothing more satisfying than closing the perfect candidate. The reward comes when all your hard work, culminate in a signed offer, right? Um, like at that time, for a moment, you can bask in the glory of job well done, guys. But getting from job posting to offer doesn't come easily. For each position, you screen dozens, if not hundred of applicants, who are research it shows that 98% of job seekers are eliminated at the initial screening, right? Because that's your, you know, biggest challenge is the quality candidates. It's no wonder recruiting is still a challenging despite all the advances in applicant tracking system, job posting options, uh, company's career portal. In recent survey of 750 US and UK hiring decisions makers, um, is that top recruiting challenges that face, talent acquisition teams today is the context of attracting informed quality candidates, right? Um, Usually it is, 76% is the quality candidate, 71% goes, it's budget, constraints. Um, then around 65% is trouble competing with compensation and benefit packages at other firms. 65%, knowing where to advertise jobs to attract the right people, right? And then also attracting uh, millennials, right? So quality candidates is equal to informed candidates, right? In finding quality candidates is your number one challenge. It's worth the time and effort to define who they are and figure out the best way to reach them. Okay. 9 in 10, like around 88%, hiring decision, it makers agree that an informed candidate is a quality candidate. So let's take a closer look at the characteristics and benefits of attracting and hiring informed quality candidates, right? Who is an informed candidate? Who is a quality candidate? Okay. An informed candidate is the one that is prepared, that is engaged, that is relevant, and that is knowledgeable, is a quality candidate. Okay. The characteristics of informed candidates are usually they are prepared, they have the right experience, they understand the role and the company, they've done their homework, they stand out in your initial screening all the way through the interview process. Okay, these are the key attributes of informed candidates. They also prepare for interview. They ask questions, you know. Uh, they demonstrate right experience, knowledgeable about the role, knowledgeable of the organizations, the culture, and the value. They prepare so that they have the right expectations about the compensations and benefits. The informed candidates make hiring more efficient, right? Because candidates who have done their homework on the company and they understand the role make your hiring process easier. It make your hiring process faster. It make your hiring process less expensive, right? So let's talk today. What are the benefits of interviewing informed quality candidates, right? Improved, you know, the qualities are mainly they have a experience, right? It reduces time to hire. It improves hiring manager satisfaction. It reduces number of interviews per candidate. It reduces cost for sourcing and recruiting. Correct? So while there's no doubt informed candidates are easier to screen and interview, what's the benefit of hiring them? Correct? Because the informed candidates, number one, that is a top goal, is that they make better employees. Higher retention rates improve productivity and it increase employee engagements are some of the benefit of hiring informed candidates. They are better employee retention, more productive employees. They are more engaged employees. They are better team players. They are improved employee experience. Okay. Now that like you know what informed candidates and why you should look for them, right? Let's talk today on what recruiting efforts are target by to target the informed candidates. Okay. Targeting informed candidate is all about making sure that they are information they need at the crucial time when they are making the decision about uh, where to apply, that information. These steps will help you target them more effectively. Okay, you understand the informed candidate's journey. The first step is targeting informed candidate is to understand how and where they, you know, to get the information, because 93% of job seekers today say that it's important to be thoughtful and informed about all aspects of the company prior to accepting the offer. You're putting your offer in their shoes is a useful exercise that will enable you to give them the information they need where and when they need it. Job seekers today, they visit like 7 different, you know, job sites during their research, right? Tons of job sites, that they are hiring employees and looking for the candidates and your competition. So in addition to job sites, informed candidate use a variety of sources to find information on your company's mission, its culture, its salaries, its business prospect. Okay. Look at each of the, uh, candidate that might find out what's like to uh, work at your company, right? Which is your careers page, your job descriptions, your review site, your social media, yeah, your press release, PR, your news media. So at the only place where candidates can find a job listing, employees review, interviewing, information and detailed and salary and benefits alongside updates from your company. Okay. So you have to see, and mostly those candidates, they also look for reviews of the, and forming an opinion of your company. Okay. Because reading reviews, it informed candidates, use a variety of tools available for them, like job alert emails, um, any mobile notification, employer profile, know your worth salary or estimate or follow companies, correct? Taken together, all sources allow candidates to be more thoughtful and informed about where they apply, and also deliver the information they need the most. Okay, because informed candidates are going deep and carefully evaluating many jobs and companies at the same time. It's important that right candidates find the information they need so that they choose to apply to a role of your company instead of one of your competitor, right? That's the goal, correct? So according to a recent, survey was done by an employer, hiring decision makers, candidates are looking for mix of practical information, such as, compensation, benefits about the job, in addition to human factor like company's culture, company's mission, right? So these are very crucial points when candidate is making decision. And also another point I want to bring is that top influences that whether the candidate joins or not, according to survey, is the salary, the compensation, the company culture, the company reputation, employer brand, right? Interviews, managers, company's mission, company's values, right? So knowing no company is without flaws, we know that. Informed candidates look to all the information available to make their assessment. They look at employees' review and employees' response, right? So engaging with the, you know, your company's mission and value, it gives the candidate an opportunity, uh, to make the decision. So make sure that candidate have an informed picture, complete picture. What is it to like to work at your company? Make sure your company's is overview section is updated, right? Put a plan in a place to respond, to review, right? Photos or any other links that company, uh, shows the company's culture, right? Update any benefit information, company updates. So ensure consistency between messaging on corporate careers, you know, make sure that it's all matching and all it's up to date. Okay. And also post job where they are already looking for information. Why, it's a one-stop shop for accurate information about companies and job posting. That's an informed candidate's dream. And it's eliminate the need to go back and forth, between job sites and review sites. Okay? So in addition to the process of checking company career pages and other channels, right? You post a job where they are already looking for the information. Okay. Also, don't forget the power of self-selection, guys. Self-selecting your position and company after seeing a variety of review alongside employer response and company's photos and videos is the first indication that the candidate could be a good fit. Okay. Um, a variety of advertised packages, you can help you get your position in front of informed candidates and stay within a budget if the recruiter knows what they are doing. But that's not all you need to know. You need to your job description and keep them engaged throughout the interview process is also a crucial factor. Okay. Um, like we covered before, the tailoring the job description to informed candidates, is very important because 3 in 4 hiring decision makers say it's easier to attract top talent where they know of or about your organization, right? Specifically when it comes to your company's name, product and services, right? However, if you're not in the top tier of well-known companies, your job description will have to work a little harder to attract informed candidates. Once a candidate click on your job listing, they look for information that will help them decide if the opportunity merits further investigation. Remember, not all informed candidates fit the same mold. Okay, some care most about location, some are more mission driven, some are looking for personal career development. So take a time to put yourself in the candidate's shoes for each and then start from there. Okay. Um, Again, the location. Uh, Location is, make sure you list the city, state, country if appropriate. Be sure to note if the job will be located at company headquarters or in a satellite or a regional location. List transportation options to your office or remote working policies, right? List the role detail. Get the specific as um, what do you call that? Possible. uh, when it comes to describing the responsibilities of the role without creating a laundry list of tasks. Okay, list specific projects this person will work on, who they will work with and report to, and what technology or resources they will have their disposal. Keep 3 to 5 key points to keep the description uh, up to date. Also list your mission, your values. Describe how the role ties into your company's mission, how the role ties to the company's values. Candidates will want to understand how they will be supporting a mission, right, that aligns with their personal values. The culture of the company. Describe your company's culture and the team culture as accurately as possible, so candidates know how they will add to it and whether they're likely to thrive. Show how working for your company is a unique experience differentiating your employment brand, right? What would be the benefits and perks? State your available benefits and any unique perks such as transportation, subsidies, employee discounts, wellness offering, right? So be transparent, guys. Don't just tell candidate about your company. Go the extra mile to show them. Include link, videos, pictures, employees, testimonies, stories, right? So that makes it all easy for them to collect the information. So another point I want to bring is, okay, once candidate decided that and you also decide that this will be the informed candidate, how you interview that, right? How to interview that person. Once you defined your short list of applicants, the work of interviewing begins. The interview is often a candidate's first in-person experience of your brand and can make or break the recruitment process. The initial screening can help you determine if the candidate is indeed informed, well researched, and ready to not only fill the role but stay for the long haul, right? You have to be prepared interview questions, the key areas of questioning that will help you find out how informed the candidate is. Few questions for each candidate. As you ask these, the questions, listen to how educated and candidate seems on the role, how company and its culture will fit, on both situations. What are, two things about your company that stands out to you? What prompted you to apply for this job, right? So these are the like general research, that you can ask, that what are the the things that couple of things you can come up about, that they can come up about the company and that stands out to them, why they want to work for you, why they want to choose you as employer, why they applied for this job, right? So roles and responsibilities, what skills or prior experience would you draw on this role, right? Name like two things you would need to learn to perform fully capacity in this role, right? So again, the mission and values, what uh, excites you about working for a company, you know, that your mission. How do you feel that your skill and your experience would contribute to the company's goals and company's mission, company's culture? What about our company culture would help you thrive? How does your work style align with our company's culture, right? Future prospect and business challenges. Why would you want to work for our company over our competitors? What excites you about the future of our company? Listen for the questions because they know a fit is a two-way street. It informs candidates as pertain, the questions. As you speak to each candidate, look for clues or how engaged and informed they are. Okay. Um, Let me give you some signs, some examples of, how you can telltale signs of the informed candidate. Okay. Mention of a recent project or initiate your company release to the public. Knowledge of your product, the way it works. Mention of specific internal events or employee engagement activities. Questions about, reviews of the company. Specific questions about, company's culture. Mention of any news, any articles, right, of company's updates or any other material they used, you know, uh, that they find out about your company, asking for clarity or anything come across is in their research, talking about the industry trends in the field and how they would make improvement at your company, right? So these are the things, you know, interview the best practices. When interviewing informed candidates, it's critical to be well prepared and aligned with hiring managers so the process can be more quickly. Com- Competent high performers will expect efficiency and want to be treated with the same regard that they have given to your company. Yeah, you can find out checklist of some questions. You can make it like interview, like before starting an interview you can make sure that every interviewer is prepared, with the essential pre-interview question. Reread the job description and the candidate's resume. Determine questions specific to the role of each interview. Check room availability. Test technology you will need. Read recent, reviews of your company. Differentiate between need to have uh, or nice to have skills. Right? Detail on how to submit the feedbacks, time and date of candidates brief. So these are because informed candidates, guys, they like a challenge because informed candidates have done the work of finding out about you. They like knowing that you are doing your due diligence in finding out about them. And more difficult interviews are statistically linked to higher employee satisfaction, right? Because 10% more difficult job interview process is associated with like 2.6% higher employee satisfaction later on. But there is a threshold for how difficult is too difficult, right? The optimal or best interview difficult level, what is like 4 or 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, right? So remember, difficult should mean rigorous, not deflation or confusing. Candidates want to feel as though their experience and intelligence is valued, right? Um, and it's very important that you know when you that you can make your interviews more uh, difficult without turning candidates off, you know as behavioral interview questions, give skill based assessment, assign a project or presentation similar to one that would be performing on the job, include member of cross-functional teams in the interview loop, right? So be transparent about everything, guys. Addressing questions about, negative reviews that they saw or in interview may be uncomfortable at first, but informed candidates will appreciate your honesty in responding to both the good and bad experience reported by reviewers. Okay. So these are the things that you have to keep in mind, when you interview, um, that, that you can also let them know that we know that all jobs aren't right for all people. We are aware if they see any negative review about the company, you can answer, and they question about it. Informed candidates will question about it, and then you can also let them know that it is not for all people, and we are aware of the comments and working to address those issues, right? So let's talk on how to close the informed candidate. Okay, lucky you, you found the perfect fit for your open role and you're almost ready to bask in the glow of your sweet victory. But not before you get them to sign the offer letter. So here are the few reasons why an informed candidate may decline or counter an offer, and how you can address them constructively, right? They had doubts during the interview process. Informed candidates are curious, so the best way to close them is to make yourself available to answer any and all questions they have, from communicating next step to going over transportation options and providing email address, thank you notes. These interactions contribute to the candidate's experience and leaving a lasting impression. Your interview process looks too long. Although informed candidates typically move through your process faster, it may not be fast enough. Identify and remove any unnecessary, bottleneck to speed up your process. Right? They were counteroffer. High quality informed candidates are also in high demand. If candidate is offer more money or higher title at another company and you can't compete, try to leverage all the unique aspects of your company, your culture, your career growth, and benefit program. All have the power to draw a candidate to work for your organization, right? and always be optimized, to ensure that you aren't losing out of informed candidate. Track key recruiting, uh, cost per hire or time to hire. So segment these key stats by the source of hire so you can find out where your best candidates are coming from, right? In addition, it's important to track candidates' activity, establish a schedule to share the report with the key stakeholders in your company's talent acquisitions effort. Okay. Um, and also, optimize your can inform candidates recruiting strategies, the monthly page views of your profile, job clicks, company rating trends, interview trends, companies update views, clicks, CEO approval rating, candidate demographics, competitor and comparison, top company candidate viewed before or after your company. Track followers and the companies your followers are also following, right? So act on feedback. Ask as you look, um, you'll get more complete picture of the candidate's experience. Discuss employee and candidate feedback with the key stakeholder and put a plan in place to make necessary changes. Be sure to share your wins with the team. Okay. And informed candidates, guys, make your recruiting process more efficient and result in more productive and engaged employee. To attract more of these quality candidates, satisfy their thirst for information by giving them the information they need, right? And be open about that. Be truthful about, anything that come up. And best in class is engaging job descriptions, smart interview questions. Smooth interview process will help you identify and hire these top candidates. Find, keeping track of metrics in addition to standard recruiting status it help you optimize your talent uh, acquisition strategies. Okay. All right, guys. I think we we again covered a lot. Um, we will talk soon uh, about next topic. Uh, till then, you take care. And again, this is Ruby Singh with the Jobs and Careers Advice, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thank you. Bye.